What's going on, y'all? 805 just 805 here. Watch this clip, and then we'll talk about it. I'll react to it. Check it out.
Okay. Now, we need alcohols.
Right.
Alcohols.
Right. Not just one alcohol.
Alcohols.
Right. Just different
Plurals.
blend. You need
Blends.
the ladies. You need the booze.
You need some water.
For watering plants?
No.
What?
No, I don't know if guys have noticed this. Like, a lot of ladies drink water at parties. They
Right.
just, so if you don't have what they need, they're going to leave.
Right.
Got to
Right.
keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
Okay, this is sounding kind of dangerous now.
It's a little kinky, but
Yeah.
rock with me. But just
Right.
check it out. You need a lot of heat. A lot of
Heat.
heat. Yeah.
Heat. You mean that physically the place has to be hot?
You don't have no air conditioning.
No air conditioning.
No.
Why is that?
Heat affects the alcohol, and it also affects, like, everybody gets a little bit more comfortable and loose. Builds up a nice little sweat.
That just sounds disgusting. What are you doing?
Depends on the way you look at it.
Wow. What do you even say? What do you... And I'm not laughing. I'm more just like... A lot of people have said this. People that I know personally that have worked in the music industry, that still work in the music industry. And I'm not talking about, young folks, interns. I'm talking about legends. I'm talking about family that has been around since the 80s, 90s. The signs have been there. The proof is in the pudding. Did y'all see the clip? I know y'all saw the clip. If you need to go back and watch it, listen to it, please do, because that's nasty. And not nasty in like a freaky way. Like that's disgusting. It's predatory. It's like this was on national television. This was on a late night show, a late night program. And by the way, I'm not faulting, Conan for this happening on his program. I'm just saying, look at the impact that this interview may have had back then. Now, obviously, back then there wasn't YouTube, social media didn't exist yet, so it's not like this could have went viral, but just think that this aired, he said those words, and this aired on national television. Anybody with cable, anybody with basic cable, with just the antenna, they had the ability to see this or saw this on Conan's late night show that he used to host. It's sad to me because it's sad and disappointing because we see this in the music industry. We've seen this with the Me Too movement in the movie, the film and TV industry, with people who are in positions of power, literally the definition of positions of power. They're executives. They have the ability to sign people. They have the ability to change people's lives financially, for the good or the bad. They have the ability to help somebody make, thousands and millions, and they have the ability to help somebody not make thousands and millions. They have the ability to build up somebody's career and the ability to shoot it down. So it's just crazy to see this now in 2024. I think I talked about it before, maybe in a short or a previous video, that I never was really a huge fan of Diddy or the bad boy era or bad boy, time in music. And it's not because I knew of any of these things or, just, had a feeling that, there was some crazy stuff going on. I think, honestly, it's just because I'm from the West Coast. I think not that music wasn't, heard and enjoyed all around the world, but I think I'm just that West Coast biased. I'm born and raised here in California, specifically Southern California. So my musical taste, even though I love like old school music from the East Coast and a lot of soul music that comes from the East Coast, that wasn't really my vibe when it came to the, Uptown records, bad boy records. That wasn't me. I think I've spoken about, and y'all have heard my thoughts on, the state of rap and hip hop in general, and y'all know what I'm into, what I enjoy. So for me, I wasn't gonna go from De La Soul and Tribe Called Quest and Common to listen to Diddy and Mace and Biggie and Lil Kim and Junior Mafia. Like, no, that wasn't me. And from family members and loved ones, and those that as y'all know, I've grown up and was raised by direct family members that have worked in the music industry and broadcasting and whatnot. There was always there was talk. There was always words from the OG and OGs that hey, there's some things going on behind the scenes that maybe people don't talk about or aren't talking about. And, we don't know when it'll come to light. We don't know when these things will be made public, but there are things going on. And, these are from people who I would say maybe never went to a Diddy party, never met Diddy, never had a meeting with Diddy or worked for Diddy or collaborated with Diddy and Bad Boy Records, but just being around, especially during the 90s, when I feel like Bad Boy Records was at their peak, before the late 2000s and the early 2000s, when Biggie was still alive and that type of thing. This was kind of known that this is what was going on. I mean, we've all heard the stories, not the stories of, the abuse, obviously, and the accusations and allegations. And of course, the proof we saw in that video, unfortunately, with Cassie and that domestic violence. But, for years, it's always, oh, the Diddy parties are crazy. Oh, Diddy throws the best parties. Da da da. Have you ever been to a Diddy party? Got to go to a Diddy party. It's like, I think y'all know by now. Those that personally know me probably already know this, but those of y'all that have maybe not met me or don't know me in person but enjoy, the content and, hang around and have a good time, y'all probably noticed that I'm not really with the in crowd like that. Like, I'm not, I'm not really, I don't really like to go with what everybody was or is doing. I like to be different. I'm not really into fads like that. I'm not into, temporary things that, oh, this is the new lingo. This is the new slang. That's not really me. Yeah, I think y'all have seen that. Hey, I dress how I want to dress. I talk how I want to talk. I drive how I want to drive. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. And so I think that's also part of it, that there's been so many music trends since music began, since the life of music, that I'm not the one to jump on every trend. So I wasn't on the Diddy, more money, more problems. I wasn't on the, none of that. So for me, I didn't have a horse in the race. It's not like some people who are, they were directly involved with Diddy and they're like, oh man, I can't believe it. I worked with him, da da da, or I can't believe he did this because, I produced this record or I produced that album or I did vocals. Nah, I don't have a story like that. I don't have an attachment or anything like that directly involved with Diddy, for me personally. So I think maybe I look at it kind of like most people, most common people who don't have a direct connection or relationship or relation to Diddy and Bad Boy Records. But I do think I'm at even more of a distance, or I'm more distant from the situation because, I wasn't a person that, enjoyed the music of Diddy and Bad Boy Records. And I don't listen to Biggie, never, haven't really been a fan of Biggie's music or anything like that. And Lil Kim and Mace and, yeah. So it's unfortunate. I will say it's definitely unfortunate. And yeah, I guess we'll see what happens, y'all. We'll definitely see what happens, but it's crazy that, with the internet, with YouTube, social media, it's so easy to find clips. It's so easy to find evidence and proof from many years ago, from the past that show the signs or, show that, man, he was talking greasy, or he was really flaunting that lifestyle, or really, trying to push that, I'm Mr. Party Guy and we have the best parties and, liquor, liquor, liquor and dancing and hotness and heat and, so it is unfortunate. And, I, can only really pray for the victims and, my thoughts are with those who are victims and, it was, unwanted and, those who are innocent bystanders in these situations. Because we know there's two sides of the story. There are the people who voluntarily, they were involved. They wanted to, do those things at the party. They were looking for the drugs or looking for the spiked drinks or looking for, what I'm saying? Like there are those people out there. Not to say they're not victims, but there are those that, played a pivotal role or pivotal part in, having or experiencing the negativity of Diddy and Bad Boy Records and that entourage and all that. And then there's those who literally are just innocent bystanders. They mistakenly drank some water at a Diddy party, or they, mistakenly went to a studio session for, a Bad Boy album or a Diddy album or Biggie album, or they mistakenly, went to, the house, Diddy's house, you know what I'm saying? And they didn't know, they had no idea. I got to pray, and, I encourage others to pray for those people because, we've now seen the lengths Diddy will go to keep these stories quiet, which include violence and extreme violence, blowing up people's cars and, got AK-47s in the house, all types of stuff. So, y'all let me know what y'all think. We're just going to have to see how this plays out now that that Diddy is locked up in New York. I think he's in Brooklyn, I want to say. I think he's in Brooklyn, locked up right now. But anyway, thank y'all for subscribing to the videos, subscribing to the channel, pardon me. Thank y'all for the likes. Thank you for the comments. I appreciate y'all. Like I said, we have a good time here, but we also got to get real and, be serious when it's time to be serious. There's a time for everything. But I appreciate y'all. And as always, peace.